What's going on, everybody? Right on with the notifications here. It's Dylan from the Bottom Line View here for San Antonio Spurs versus Golden State Warriors Game 2 recap. And is there really anything to recap is the million-dollar question, because the Golden State Warriors ended up winning this game 136-100. The Spurs did not play like the Spurs tonight, especially without Kawhi Leonard on the team. Could not even be close to playing this game. And it really showed. The Spurs are still a decent team that can play well, but you obviously saw how much they struggled tonight, and they didn't play like the Spurs, like at all. I know they still scored 100 points, but their heart was not there. They couldn't play defense for shit. And this was, to me, a disgrace to basketball. Like, it was just some of the worst action that you'll see all night. Like, it was awful. Before we get into that, actually, I want to talk about the draft lottery and some of the bigger highlights of that, because I need a little bit of stuff to take this up on, like, more time on this video. So if you guys enjoyed this, hear me out on the draft before we get into the recap here. So the first 14 picks were decided. 14th pick goes to the Miami Heat, who started out 19-30 at the beginning of the season, and then they ended the season 30-19 in the last games, or 30-11, I believe, in the last 41 games. Pretty freaking incredible right there. They get the 14th pick. Nuggets 13th. They're the most mediocre franchise in the NBA. Pistons are 12th. 11th is the Charlotte Hornets. 10 are the Sacramento Kings. They get 2 picks in this draft, also the number 5 pick, which is good for them. My Dallas Mavericks get the number 9 pick. Solid for us, considering we don't know how to draft for shit. The New York Knicks always get unlucky here. They get the number 8 pick. They did get Kristaps, and they're probably their biggest pick in the last couple of years, but still. Number 7 is the Minnesota Timberwolves. They continue to get depth with their draft picks. That's good for them. Number 6, the Orlando Magic. The Suns get the number 4 pick. They're one of the worst teams in basketball. Of course, they get that. The top 3 picks go to the 76ers at number 3. So on top of Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, they'll get another top 3 pick right here. Probably going to be, it won't be Fultz, and it probably won't be Alonzo Ball. We'll see how that goes. The number 2 pick goes to the Los Angeles Lakers, and the team that's in the the Eastern Conference Finals right now has the number 1 pick in the draft, the Boston Celtics. Why? Because the Brooklyn Nets are fucking stupid. If you remember the trade that actually made this possible, it was the Boston Celtics sending Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry to the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets gave them 2 first-rounders, one this year, one next year. Well, all 3 guys, Jason Terry's still in the league. Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett are gone. Jason Terry's with a different organization and doesn't play significant minutes. And on top of that, these 2 picks are number 1 or first-round picks, and it goes to like whoever, wherever the Nets would place. The Nets had the worst record in the league, so they had the most chance to get the number 1 pick. But since it was a top 3 pick, the Celtics still got to keep it, and they get the number 1 pick. An Eastern Conference Final team gets the number 1 pick. That is such a stupid fucking trade on the side of the Nets. Who knew these guys were at least 35 years old when they got traded? Like, you got to be kidding me here. They're ridiculous. And by the way, the Celtics also have their first-round pick next year. So if the Nets are trash, then they can get their picks as well. I don't understand the logic in that, really. Kind of just, to me, sounds like a stupid reason to go around in the basketball operations. Let's get to some comments here. Bodo, 4-0 Wars, NBA is dead. Regular season and playoffs mean nothing. Yeah, pretty much. It really is a joke. As Josh G said, this league is a joke. You can't even enjoy the game. Ratings were probably complete shit. There has to be. There has to be. Like, they have to be shit. This is a complete joke on every level. Like, we just see so many games now where they're not even like good. They're not even competitive. They're not entertaining. And they're going to make it to where the NBA Finals are the only aspect of the playoffs that are even enjoyable. The NBA is rigged. If there's one league you want to say that it is, it's the NBA, and I've constantly said that. I believe it's either Mitch or Fitty that put on the Bottom Line View account. Dilly, even though he is here, to talk about this game. Let's go ahead and actually get into it. By the way, Bodo said, I hope Lonzo's shoe gives him foot problems. Oh, I don't really hate Lonzo Ball. I just hate his dad. That's what everybody hates. It's like, take it or leave it. He's a good player. I don't know if he's number 2, but Fultz is really good as well. So my opinions on that. So San Antonio 100, Golden State 136. Let's get into some of the stats. Jonathan Simmons probably played the only good game for the San Antonio Spurs. He had 22 points. A lot of those came in the first half. 8 of 17 shooting, 4 or 5 in the free throw line. Stephen Curry, 29 points, 8 of 13 shooting, 7 for 7 on the free throw line because he's really good at the free throw line. Had 4 threes in the first quarter. Dwayne Dedmon for San Antonio had the most rebounds with 9. Draymond Green for Golden State had 9 as well. And for assists, DeJounte Murray, yes, do you know who this is? From the San Antonio Spurs had 6 assists. Stephen Curry had 7. The problem with this game is that not a lot of big-time players were out there tonight. If you look at the starters for the Spurs, they were garbage mostly. LaMarcus Aldridge was terrible at shooting. He was not able to make shots in the first quarter. I think he was 1 for 5 in the first quarter. He ended up 4 of 11 from the night, 8 points. 8 points. 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. That's garbage. That's absolute garbage, especially considering he's a power forward for the San Antonio Spurs. I get that Paul Gasol was starting with him, and I don't like the combination of Marcus Aldridge and Paul Gasol at the same time on the same court. It doesn't really work for me. They don't really have the chemistry for me, but still, 8 points. It's garbage. It's garbage shooting from a guy that can do better. We saw it in Game 6, in Game 1, in Game 6 of Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals and Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. It's ridiculous. Paul Gasol had 7 points and 8 rebounds. Patty Mills didn't show up. Well, I love Patty Mills. I think Patty Mills is a great shooter, especially as a point guard, having to fill in for everybody here. He's a great bench player, and sometimes, if needed, if necessary, can come in as a starting role and put up some big numbers. But he only shot 2 of 6 from the field, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Garbage. Like I said, the only person that really showed up for me tonight was Jonathan Simmons, who, the story goes, he put on $150 for registration to get into the D League. Now he's here. 22 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. It was a good shooting night for him. He only did it in the first half, but I mean, give the guy credit. He's doing a lot here. For the bench, the only other person that really kind of contributed in any way was Davis Bertans. I believe that's how you say it. He had 13 points. It was Jamoke night at San Antonio, or in the San Antonio team. So let's put these guys out there, see what they can do, because we don't have our heart in it. And I feel bad for Greg Popovich. He went off on a big rant about Zaza and how it was a dirty play. And the more I've seen it, I've kind of understood it, because at first I thought it was a complete accident, but he didn't really sell it to the best ability. And for that, he got injured tonight. Karma's a bitch. But Greg Popovich he's a legendary coach, one of the best of all time, and really went on to rant about how this is kind of bullshit and the league really should get on it about this. So Jamoke's kind of had to step up, and they did not, because their bench isn't as thorough as you want it to be. For the Warriors starters, we had Draymond Green scored 13 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Good night for him. He shot a couple of threes, 2 of 6. Kevin Durant, 16 points. Wasn't all that great tonight, but he didn't really have to be. Zaza was the starting center, got 4 points before he got hurt in the second quarter and was out for the rest of the game. Stephen Curry, 29 points, 8 of 13 shooting night, 6 of 9 from the three-point line, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Klay Thompson, 11 points. Not a good game for him, but it didn't really have to be. Some guys on the bench scored a shit ton of points. Patrick McCaw scored 18 points. You will never hear me say that again on the Bottom Line View in my entire life. You'll never hear it. Patrick McCaw scored 18 points for the Golden State Warriors. Why? Because they just love the bench. It was ridiculous. Sean Livingston scored 10. Ian Clark scored 10. McAdoo scored 9. Like, these guys, no discredit to some of them. Some of them are talented, especially Sean Livingston. But here In this situation, it's bum league. It's bum garbage time, where we're just going to let you score because you can. At times, you're like, okay, the Spurs can try to come back, but they really didn't have their heart in this game. They were kind of just taken out of the win was taken out of them by what happened in game one. They were in such a big lead, 25 points. Kawhi got hurt. They lost by 2 at home. Like, it wasn't at home, sorry. It was in Golden State, but still, I mean, come on. You got to feel bad for San Antonio losing just by 2 points there and then losing their big star as well. Is he going to be back for game 3? We'll see. 50-50 right now is my guess. The good thing about it is that it's on Saturday, so a little bit more rest than usual. It's a 3-day break before we get to see this series again, which I will not be covering because I have work. I'll be back for game 4 of this series, and I won't be doing game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals either because I'll be at work. But we'll see how this goes. But this game was really just awful to watch. Like, it was not entertaining. I went and switched back to the Rangers game, which, by the way, we've won 7 straight, got our record of 20-20, so happy about that. But this was not good basketball. It's not good entertainment. I'm not asking them to script me everything because I've already called out their bullshit. However, I like entertaining games that aren't fucking blowouts, and this is a blowout if I've ever seen it. 136-100. I don't know where San Antonio lies, if they're going to be able to come back from this or if they're going to try to make this a series, but I don't even know. Bodo says the NBA is worse. College basketball, only 2 weeks count. At least college, it's 3 weeks where we count about it. NBA's 2. The NBA, it should be better, right? You got so much talent that's out there. And it's, the thing is, it's such a long stretch. You've got 82 games of the regular season, and then they play these series out so long because you got to spread out the days. They can't play back to back to back. So you got to spread out the days that they do it, give them rest in between. The playoffs started back, in March? Or not in March, April, early April. It's going to end in June. Like, it's a long fucking playoffs. It's the longest playoffs in sports. Along with hockey, and even then hockey can get entertaining, although right now with the teams left, Pittsburgh kind of seems to be in that state. But I'm not a fan of watching 36-point blowouts. Are you? It's like watching a really stupid or boring episode of Raw, except I don't get as pissed here as I would do there. So I guess that's a positive. But Kawhi Leonard wasn't on the court, so I couldn't even see an entertaining back-to-back matchup. If Kawhi gets back on the court game 3, the Spurs have a chance to try to revitalize the series. Otherwise, it's going to be a Warriors sweep. And my video where I talked about how the Warriors are definitely not going to get 12-0 in the playoffs is going to be stupid, although I did not know at the time that Kawhi was going to get hurt. So it's not my bad. It's not my fault. I did not release the video after that happened. So, it just kind of happens sometimes. I don't even know what else to say. Like, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals is tomorrow. Check that out. I'm not going to be able to do the recap. Hopefully Mitch can do one. It's my winky face. Come on, man. We'll see how it goes for that. But Isaiah Thomas, they're going to try to lead the squad against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who look like they're also just going to take a break and win another 4 games like it's nothing. And then see these 2 teams in the finals where I talked about the Warriors winning because they always fucking do. But I need to do the research. Have the Warriors won more than one playoff series in the last 3 years where at least everybody on the team was healthy? I'm serious because they played a lot of series here where at least one star on the opposing team was injured. I don't, is that a thing? I really don't understand where that's coming from. Bodo says, thank God for hockey or the playoff season would be crap. I don't watch hockey, so I don't really get the pleasure in getting something like that, but it's pretty garbage right now. We'll see where it goes. Next game for these 2 teams is going to be Saturday at 8 o'clock Central Time. To me, it's do or die for San Antonio. If they lose, we'll get a 4-0 sweep. If they win, they could possibly try to do something, but that's only going to happen if Kawhi Leonard is in. If not, we're going to get another excuse to see the Warriors in the finals. There you go for that. But that's all I really got to say. This game was trash. It's a disgrace to the National Basketball Association in every way. It's not entertaining. It's not compelling. And I bet the ratings were absolute trash, and they show it. So we'll see in the next couple of days about that. But not good tonight. Not good tonight. It's not even that I hate these two teams. I've said it before. I hate some of their things about them. But at the end of the day, if a good basketball game is a good basketball game, I'll get into it. However, this was off the rails bad. So not good. If you guys enjoyed this recap of trash, go ahead and like the button or like the video. Of course, comment below your thoughts on what this series means, if it even has any worth, or if you care about it at all. Or the NBA playoffs awful? They are, honestly. They're some of the worst entertainment here so far this year in sports, because we've had a Game 7, in basketball, the playoffs last year, the NBA Finals. We've had the World Series go to 7. We had the Super Bowl come back. We've had some pretty crazy moments over the last year. College football ended on the last second. March Madness was pretty crazy, of course. So a lot of good stuff in sports. I guess just the NBA couldn't hold it up again this year. So we'll see what it goes. If you guys have not subscribed to the Bottom Line View, I highly recommend you do. 2641 and on the up and up. So I appreciate that. Times are good otherwise, because I got a lot of things going on right now. So, stay tuned for the Bottom Line View. More content is on the way. It's Dylan from the Bottom Line View. I'm going to let those boys go do their hockey game review. I believe it's Nashville and son of a bitch. Oh, Anaheim. Nashville and Anaheim recap is coming up right after this video. So check that out for some good hockey entertainment at least, because that's going to be better than this game. So for doing with the Bottom Line View, peace.